everybody here, and a special welcome to all our invited guests on behalf of the yeomen and their families. Do please come to the front to have a place for you. And welcome also to Althorp. Lord and Lady Spencer have very generously allowed us to use this lovely park for their parade and tea, and I'd like to express the deep gratitude of all the Northamptonshire yeomen to them for their great kindness. It's wonderful to have this fantastic setting. Now, you may not all be familiar with the regiment and its history, and I've been asked to give you a short introduction to the parade and why it's taking this form. Before I do so, I must give you the sad news that Princess Alice will be unable to attend the parade today in person. I know that it's a great disappointment to you all, and I know also that it undoubtedly is to her. She's always taken a close interest in the regiment. She was present with so many of us who are parading here today when her husband, Prince Henry, Duke of Gloucester, presented us with our guidon in 1953. And as president of the Northamptonshire Yeomanry Association, she would have enjoyed being with us on such an occasion, but there we are. It's not our good fortune that she'll be here. However, the parade will be taken by the Lord Lieutenant, Captain John Lowther, who is a very fitting choice. His father, I don't think anybody will remember now, I think we're all too old yet, but commanded the regiment in the 1920s, and I understand that he's delivering a message from Princess Alice. I'm also delighted to tell you that we've had a very nice message from Her Majesty the Queen as well, wishing us a good afternoon, and that's that the Almighty's being good for us. Now, what is a bicentenary? Well, in April 17, I'm not going to give you a long lecture on history, so don't all duck. But in 1794, there was a meeting called in Northampton by the High Sheriff to discuss plans to raise a force to defend the county against the French. The French we've been at war with 5 times in 100 years, so they were pretty naughty. And Lord Spencer, the Lord Spencer of the day, attended that meeting, and he supported the idea and proposed that there should be a mounted yeomanry regiment formed. And on the 3rd of May, it was formally agreed, and he was appointed as the first colonel. It was to be called the Northamptonshire Yeomanry. It's not changed since then. And immediately there was a rush of volunteers, and the regiment was in being, and today it's our 200th birthday, and we're delighted to have the present Earl Spencer here with us. And he'll be on the saluting base with Lord George Douglas Scott, who is in fact our President of the Association. Now, since that date, the regiment served in 2 great wars. It's been awarded many battle honours, and if you look inside your programme on the right-hand side, you'll find a list of those, and it's distinguished itself in many fields. The connection with Lord Spencer's family has been strong. The Earl Spencer, the Red Earl as he was known, reformed the regiment as the Imperial Yeomanry in 1902. We had training camps, well, I say we, I wasn't here either, but there were training camps here in the park, and he hosted the parade. Lord Jack Spencer, as many of you remember, hosted the parade here in 1953, and that was a great occasion. It's nice to have a Spencer on the saluting base again. Now, those who are present today mainly comprise yeomen who served their country in the 39-45 war. You'll see clusters of old blue and white medals. We're all getting old, very old, some of us. And most of those parading today haven't done so for many years, but friendships and loyalties forged in war are never forgotten. We maintain our pride in this great regiment, and today we parade to do honour to the memory of those who died before us, to those who died alongside us, and there were many, unfortunately, and to the regiment which became our family during those very turbulent years, and it seems a long time ago, but they were. Now, if you'd like to look at your programme, on the right-hand side, at 2:45, in 3 minutes, the regiment will march on under command of Sergeant Major Martin, and we'll be marching behind the band of the 5th Battalion Royal Anglian Regiment, which is a marvellous thing for us to have. We're very lucky. There'll be over 100 yeomen on parade. They'll form up in front of you, in front of the house here, and those who are unable to march are already forming up into a standing troop behind me under command of Sergeant Major Warren, who in fact is also in command of the Guidon party, the party carrying our standard. And meanwhile, the officers, whom tradition dictates, wear bowler hats like me, and carry umbrellas on these parades. You think we're a lot of brokers men, we're not. It's traditional that we should do this. They're very difficult to handle, I might tell you. There's nothing worse than a recalcitrant umbrella when you're trying very hard to hold your program and everything else. So if we do drop them, we're apologetic. And they're waiting on the sidelines for the parade to start. The officer commanding the parade today is Lieutenant Colonel the Lord Boardman. He'll take over the parade from me. I'm the adjutant for today. I was in 53 too. And the guidon will be marched on. Only 2 minutes. Now, the guidon is carried by 3 yeomen who are named on your program. They're dressed in the uniform of the Imperial Yeomanry in the early 1900s. Much more smart than, of course, we are today, but they look very fine. There are 2 of them standing there now with the guidon covered. It's a matter of great pride to carry or escort the guidon, which bears the battle honours earned by the regiments in olden times was the final rallying point. At 3 o'clock, the Lord Lieutenant will arrive, be greeted by Lord Spencer and Lord Scott, and will mount the saluting base, and he will receive a general salute. And we would ask if you should stand at that point, just for the salute. The guidon will then be paraded through the regiment in slow time. We're then having a drumhead service, and the guidon is laid over the drums, signifying that the regiment is at prayer, not at war. We ask you to stand and join in this service. This is effectively the heart of today's celebration. We remember all those who lived and died in the service of their country with their comrades in this regiment and the other regiments. Mark Thompson, of course, who is taking the service, served with the regiment in the 1950s. Will then be inspected by the Lord Lieutenant and will then march past John Peel, return to the stable yard through there, and the well-earned tea, which is provided by the Children's Society, who we're making a donation to as a result of the money that we received today. We'd be grateful if you'd allow the Lord Lieutenant and all the guests, this is to my yeoman friends, that you've invited to go through to the stable yard first, and they're going to go into the restaurant to take tea, and there'll be 2 tables for tea in the marquee itself in the stable yard, and as soon as the crowd's reduced in the restaurant, please go and use it as well. We're not splitting people up, it's just to try and get tea served quickly. The band will play in the courtyard, and at 4:30 they're going to give a drum victory beating, which should be very well worth watching. Lord Spencer has very kindly permitted us to see the museum, which is sited in the right-hand corner of the courtyard, behind where the band are now. And there are many yeomanry items on show. That's very interesting, very interesting. And the Althorp shop is open throughout tea, and you're invited to visit it if you want souvenir items and so on. The afternoon ends at 4:45 to 5, and the coach returns to Northampton for those that are on it. And thank you very much for your attention. I'm sorry I've gone on a bit, but I thought that you'd perhaps enjoy it more if you knew why and what we're doing. Thank you.
advance. Left! Ha! Parade in open order. Right! Dash! Back a bit, please. Carry it on. Steady. Stand still! The front rank! 5. Just back a bit, please. Steady! Stand still! The centre right! Centre right, number 12. Right. Right. Fire! Right. Standard! Right. March on, the officers. Parade, stand at is. Stand idiot. And jump! Parade, stand at is. Parade, attention! March on, begin off! General salute, salute!
Let's go to the gate on. By the centre! Quick!
Flag! General salute! Salute! Excellent! Hey! Parade! Attend! Halt! Troop, New Hampshire having a troop for Guitar. General, salute! Salute! Escort to the Guidon. By the centre. Slow. March!